Oh, hi.
I actually like that because we're so moody. Let's do that.
Yeah,
Let's
we
really
are.
do that. Whenever you're rolling, we'll do that. Hi.
Oh, hi. Hello there.
I'm Spencer Glassman.
I'm Lily Langen.
And we're comics
Best friends.
and dumb sluts in that order. And you're watching and or listening to Amateurs.
Welcome, folks.
You'll notice if you're what? You'll notice. You will.
You'll notice if you're what?
You'll notice if you're watching along that it's nighttime.
It's nighttime. We're cozy.
I'm actually wearing a full-on blanket.
And I'm wearing what Saskatchewanians may call a bunny hug.
Is it a hoodie?
You ever heard of that?
My dad calls it that because
Really?
he's from Saskatchewan.
Isn't that actually cute, though, when you think about, like, oh, a bunny is hugging me
It's like you're getting a hug from a
from
bunny.
behind.
You're
Or from the
being
front. I always
taken
pictured
from
it from
behind.
I always pictured it was from behind.
Bunny little back.
Because where's the ears? The ears of the hood, I'm assuming.
Oh.
And this is the type of stuff we get into on this podcast.
You're in for a treat if you're watching along. Yeah, it's nighttime. It's funny that we didn't make the Halloween episode cozy.
I know.
This is the November episode.
This is November 2nd.
It's been November 2nd. I'm really cozy. I got in a fight with Amelia because every story just starts with I got in a fight with Amelia. If you're tracking along, we're in a healthy relationship.
The poll on this episode is, should Amelia and Spencer stay together?
Yes.
That's a joke, Amelia.
If you're listening,
That's a freaking
the
joke.
only two options will be yes and most definitely yes. Okay, so we got in a little tiff because I was like, I want to get a Snuggie for the car to drive while
Okay.
so that I can be cozy while I'm driving. And she went, we have sweaters at home.
Yeah.
And she's like, why not just combine a sweater and a blanket? And I was like, well, they did that for me in the lab. They made the Snuggie for
Right,
me.
they cooked.
They cooked.
That's what
Why
came out.
deny them
Yeah.
the recipe they made, which was they combined. They took everything you love about a sweater and they put it right in with a blanket.
Would you be worried that some, like, the tails of the would get caught?
No, this
And
is
you
why
get in a truck accident? Accident? Do
I would
you
get-
think you'd get in a truck
Do you
accident?
think I would get caught and then I would get T-boned immediately?
Maybe.
No, I feel like that's why I think the Snuggie would actually be the safest option because I feel like you have less control over a blanket, whereas like a Snuggie you can sort of tuck
Right.
yourself under and the arms are
True.
coming out and you have full.
Can you,
control.
okay, here, I don't want to get crass. Can you tuck under and would your bottom be exposed?
For my butt?
Sorry, that's disgusting, folks. I'm so sorry,
Have
but
I
would your
ever-
butt be exposed?
Have I ever told you when I masturbated while driving?
No,
Oh my god!
I feel like I would have remembered
You
that.
were waiting for me to have a flaw. You
I
were
was waiting. That's why you want the Snuggie. You're a pervert.
'Cause I'm a pervert and I like to go.
And you want a pocket pull.
I like to go.
You know,
above-
pocket pulling?
Is that when you do it through your pocket?
Yeah, it's like what guys would do in like elementary school. They'd like jerk off
They'd
through their
jerk it through
pocket.
pocket.
Yeah.
So basically, one time.
I hope not more than once.
I have mental illness if you're watching. And I also am really like, I don't even want to say this because it really is going to come back and bite me and I'm going to die. I am a distracted driver. I'm not texting and driving, but kind of like,
masturbating and driving. Kind of touching my anal and
I don't know.
and doing and park. Wait, what's it called?
Yeah,
and
four-way-
parallel
parallel
parking.
parking. And that's what gets me there.
Yeah.
I can't come without. Yeah, I'm not going to really talk about it much.
Oh,
You can kind of
okay.
fill in the blanks.
I suppose.
I was driving
You came to
my senses.
came to the conclusion. You came to an intersection.
I came up, I slowly approached, I left a safe following distance and I approached
Yeah.
intersection. I don't know.
Oh, okay. But you don't know
But
if
I
you
did.
came. You,
Yeah, I
okay.
did. Yes, I did.
Right.
Wow, that is crazy that I admitted that.
Have you given roadhead to yourself?
Yeah, I'm the one person who can
Yeah.
fully.
Yeah,
That's why I need
go
the
all the way.
Snuggie so I can have my hands
Yeah.
free.
You can't see the where you're driving at all.
I feel like I did give roadhead to my like high school boyfriend, but it might have been like parked head.
Okay.
Parking lot
Who's
head.
Ted?
Parked.
Yeah, I was dating Park Ted back then.
My ex. My ex, Parked head.
Park Ted.
I don't know if it was like road head. I think it was like parked.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I feel like there's so much stigma around the fact that I just said I masturbated while driving once. And there's no stigma around roadhead.
The thing is about
We hate
stigmas, the thing about stigmas and the thing about legalities and traffic laws.
No,
and,
it's illegal to give roadhead.
of course, but at least the driver is. No, yeah, I
It's
guess
the
it's
exact same.
At least he can do 10 and 2. You're doing 10.
You don't drive with one hand?
You're doing 10 in you.
I had one in the 10. The two,
Yeah.
my 2 was in the stink.
Yeah, your 2 is in the stink. You're doing a U.
I hope
10
no
and U.
one I know is listening to this podcast. They should never have gave me a G license. That's where they went wrong. Oh my god, when I did my G test, I feel like the guy was negging me. Did I ever tell you this?
No.
The guy who was negging me during my test, he was like, at one point, this is so weird. We were driving on the highway, and there was like on the overpass, there was like a free Palestine flag, and I think I said something like, "Woo!" Like, I don't know.
Okay.
I was like, "That's awesome," or I was like, "Oh," like I stopped and looked at it. And then basically at the end of the test, we're like sitting in the parking lot, and he's like kind of being like, so? And he was like, so what did that flag mean back there? And I like calmly explained it to him, and he went, I knew that. I was just testing you. And I was like, first of all, okay. And then he goes, you drive like Mario Kart. And I was like, I'm so sorry. Do I get my license? He went, yeah.
Okay, 2 things. I didn't get my license in Ontario, so I don't know. Was he testing you? Was testing you about the Palestinian flag part of the G test?
Yeah. It's on the G test.
Okay.
But your politics matter in this province.
Number 2, you drive like Mario Kart.
Right.
Not Mario in Mario Kart. Not Waluigi, not Toad.
No. I think he meant like I drive like I'm like playing Mario Kart.
No, I knew what he meant.
I don't think he knew what he meant.
That.
Which is funny because I'm like, taking your G test in Toronto is funny because like, yeah, I'm doing a highway test, but it's bumper to bumper. Like,
yeah,
it's
nothing.
Like, how can you even tell if I can drive when I'm going like 80 and I have to switch lanes with like a knife out of the car to like get in anywhere?
Yeah.
He's like, you're so aggressive when you switch lanes. And I was like, yeah, you ever driven in Toronto?
Yeah, it's a big city.
It's a big, like, get with it.
Yeah.
And then I just think it's funny if you're going to criticize me, don't give me my G.
Yeah, that is funny to
be like,
you and then be like,
you drive like Mario Kart.
Yeah.
You passed.
How long did it take you? It took me 3 tries. I got it on my 3rd try.
1 try. But I drive like Mario Kart.
Okay.
I think he respected
really
the hustle, to be honest.
I guess so.
Yeah,
I drive like Mario Kart, and this is a Mario City. And this is Rainbow Road.
Yeah, exactly.
He took one look at you and said, you got a girlfriend? Yeah, you'll be on Rainbow Road in no time.
I am laughing, but I don't know enough about Mario to really.
It's just one of the
like, I know I've played it.
Okay. Oh god, you're just like him.
I
don't know what that is. Yeah, no, actually I know exactly what that is.
I know.
Actually.
So what did I want to talk to you about? Why did I bring you here? Oh yeah, okay. I'm trying to fix my skin.
Okay.
Because like a couple weekends ago I did the 48-hour film festival challenge.
Oh, it's incredible.
And basically the one takeaway I had watching it back was like, your skin is bad.
No.
Yes. I struggle with my skin. I struggle with texture.
Yeah.
Like on camera, you can really, like when I was on like high definition cameras, I was so struck by like the texture of my skin. And you've told me before that like you were the one who woke me up to the fact that, okay, if my pores are small, I could be clogging them when I think I'm not.
Yes.
So I cut out my oil-based cleanser, completely cut it out. And then I realized every day and every night when I wash my face, it is irritated and it hurts. What might be the problem is that I'm using Johnson's body wash.
Yeah.
As a face cleanser.
Which is what I use though.
But it burns me and it's a body wash.
Oh god.
So I was like, maybe it's not supposed to hurt.
To be fair, it says head to toe.
It says no more tears.
It says tete-a-two.
So I realized maybe I should change that.
Yeah.
So I went and I got 2 cleansers. I got the Sukin cleanser, which is just like a daily, gentle, natural cleanser.
Shokin.
And I got a salicylic acid cleanser.
That's not going to be too harsh.
Well,
that's pretty harsh.
It's a once a week. It can be used once a week or spot treatment. And I actually do feel, and you know what the big thing, someone on set, I was talking to one of the wardrobe people, talking to her about it. And she was like, sunscreen is essential for like improving skin texture. And I said, why is that? She said, first of all, a lot of bumps are caused by sun like irritation. And I thought, I'm constantly sunburning myself. Like driving down, I'm like constantly itchy and sunburned.
Yeah. And chemicals like salicylic acid are like make you more sensitive to the sun.
And retinol, which I definitely sometimes use.
Yeah.
So I was a casual sunscreen user before, and now I'm a fucking goddamn addict.
No, me too. Your skin's looking beautiful though.
Well, thank you. And I think this is because it's been a couple weeks of like hardcore, and I cut out any micellar water. I'm just using that like microfiber cloth to take off my makeup. So I'm like water in that cloth, and then just the gentle cleanser, and then once a week the salicylic and religious sunscreen.
Oh yeah.
And I think my skin texture is so much improved by sunscreen.
And no honey. I've noticed you didn't put honey in them. I said that I'd pay you $50 or something.
To try it?
Yeah.
You didn't say that.
I said something like that.
I would take, I
think
need
I'd
money.
pay- I
I
think
need
I'd-
money so bad.
I'd buy it for you.
Oh, to get me the honey?
At least, yeah.
Well, at the
I've got a guy.
At the juice bar that I work at, I think there's like a $90 jar of honey or something.
Okay, well, now you're twisting the genie's tail.
You should
now
buy me
I'm
that.
getting genied. Careful what I say
Careful
that
what
you
you
should wish for.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like now I'm just scared to upset the balance because it has been working.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been very good about not doing the salicylic acid more. And I think the big thing is I've just been really good about not picking.
Yeah.
Because
I'll do it.
we have a friend who's a comic who like I learned this from her joke. She has a joke about how basically whatever, I don't know what the joke is, but like the tidbit of information that I took away from it was that skin picking is like an ADHD symptom.
Yeah.
Which just makes it like realize like it's not my fault.
It never was.
So
actually, this one is yours. No, it's 99% of people. It's not their fault. You're the one person.
Yeah, it is.
It's
my
actually
fault.
your fault.
But I feel like Amelia's always like, just don't do it. Like, why can't you just not do it? I'm like, because it feels like a compulsive need.
No, I have to. I'm so now that my skin is like a lot
Amazing.
clearer and I can barely. I'll pick other people's skin.
Oh God.
That's how
I
will-
relish the day
have
whenever I
victims.
have back knee. I'm like, oh, amazing, something I'm allowed to pick without it affecting anyone.
How can you reach?
Just when it's kind of on the top of my shoulder, like on the back there. I love to do like it's just like to scratch
Yeah,
it.
I love when I have like an ingrown hair, like one that I haven't noticed in a bit, and then it's like, and it's like beautiful.
Have you ever had a Bartholomew cyst?
No, I don't know. Is that
Barthol-
just the inside of your
vagina?
Then yeah.
Wait, how did you go from not having it to
Well,
knowing
like,
exactly where it was?
Bart. Like, what do you mean? Bart syndrome? Bart eat my shorts Simpsons syndrome?
And that brought you Bart, eat my shorts. Shorts are connected to the vagina.
Yeah.
Vagina, it must be vaginal.
Bartholomew Simpson. That's what Bart is short for. Did you know that? His name's Bartholomew Simpson.
Huh. I never knew that.
Anyway.
But yeah, it's a cyst on the like inner labia, and that hurts. Like
I know. Have you ever popped one of those?
I did. Well, yeah,
I
'cause
know
you
you're
have
not
to sit
supposed
in a
to,
low.
but-
No, you're supposed to.
Oh,
like
good.
like heat activate it and
And
sit
then-
in a bath, and then
Then have a little pop.
I had a really bad one that like fully I had to do hot compress.
Yeah.
And I remember the day it like,
Yeah, it's so satisfying. But when you try to pop it too early, and it's like, and then your muscles like spasm, where it's like that
and
kind
you're
of
like
pain.
kind
It's
of
like,
coming
it's
from
like,
it.
but like in a pain, like the waves
And you're
of
driving,
pain.
and you're kind of, and you're
And
also driving,
driving.
and you're like, why
You're
am
like,
I
well, I'm down there.
might as well.
I mean,
play around a bit.
hey, I might as well clean up down there.
So anyway, that's my big news is that I'm trying to work on my skin.
Yeah.
How about you?
I've been using facial cleanser on my ass.
And there's
Just as a joke, though. It's a cleanser that I hate. I'm like, I'm going to use it on my ass.
well, I
As a
think
joke.
that's not true.
No, I'll use, but because I get a little butt, I get buttony.
Yeah, that makes sense to use a good facial cleanser on your butt cheeks.
Yeah. I mean, it's relatively cheap. It's like a Cetaphil ripoff, whatever that is. Because then I just keep it in the shower.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be like it's just my shower.
That's what I
one.
do. Like, I think anytime a cleanser doesn't work for my face, it just
You
becomes
use it on your ass.
It becomes my body wash
Yeah.
for like a week.
It becomes my butt.
Body wash.
My butt. My butt.
So, everybody has a love language. Crazy
God.
transition. I felt like I was that was me doing like I'm a presenter.
Yeah. So,
everyone has a love language, and depending on your love language, you might be compatible or not compatible with. You might not even be compatible with the person you're married to. Find out now.
job. Tune in. Pause it.
Pause it
And tune back
and then
in.
Tune in. So
We're like that craft dinner podcast. You ever seen that shit?
oh my god, I auditioned for that.
Really? It tricks me so
Or
hard.
no, I got an audition and I said no.
I hate how brain rotted I am that it actually tricks me.
Into
That
thinking it's a
It's the
podcast?
podcast up top and then them like painting a craft dinner thing on the bottom. And I'll
It's
watch
just
it
an
for a bit.
ad for
I
craft
know.
dinner,
No,
right?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I remember getting the breakdown for that and just being. I think
It's smart
I
as
think
hell.
Alex Handy.
No, the
was
one
in
that
one.
the one I've seen is two women.
He yeah, no,
Totally us.
He shot one of them though. He was
We
in
could have
one.
been the fucking Katie podcast.
Well, because I think I was. Sometimes I get stressed and then I go, what's one thing I'm allowed to say no to, and that like without causing any ripple effect.
Sure.
And usually it's commercials.
Oh,
Like I hate commercial.
you turned it
auditions.
down. They wanted you. They wanted
No,
us.
I wanted to. They wanted. My agent put me forward to
Oh, yeah.
audition, and I
Yeah.
said no.
They said we want Lily and Spencer. We know they've got that good pod.
And I said,
He said no.
I can't actually work
My
with
only
her.
stipulation is not with Lily.
So you've been. Can we talk about your
I've been trying to
agent
get an
search?
agent, and they all said, get lost, lose my number.
Yeah,
Fool.
fucking clown.
Cold calling, like cold emailing agents, is so embarrassing.
But it's so reel that they don't answer.
Yeah.
Like I spent like my inbox. Oh, you hear my stomach? I just heard it. My outbox when before I got my current agent for like weeks was just like submission, unanswered, and then it took like one person being like,
yeah.
And then just setting it up. And a referral is like 1,000 times more.
Yeah. I swear I have referrals. I've been putting people's names.
I think it's not even a referral. It's like a thread set up between two people. Yeah. But probably it's also just a really bad time.
Yeah.
Like people's rosters are full because they can barely find work for the people they have.
I know. When's that going to change? When's pilot season? They don't have that anymore.
No, that does not exist anymore. I mean, it's going to change, I guess, when AI
AI agents.
When you get an AI agent.
I have an AI agent.
Yeah, you need to get an AI agent. What have been some of the like interactions and responses you've had?
So our roster's full. Email us in a year if you haven't found anyone. I got that from two different agencies. Email us back in a year.
Getting like the kind of like you're not ready thing is so demeaning.
Yeah,
like,
they said their rosters are full. It's like they're gonna be less full in a year.
Yeah, people are gonna die.
People are gonna leave you because you stink, or
they're gonna go somewhere else. But you also have been applying to like the top agencies in Canada.
I don't know any other different. I've applied to all of them. No, I've applied to all of them.
Really?
All of them. I named you the top ones, but I've been applying to ones that because a voice acting coach sent me a list of agencies. Some of them say T1. Don't know what that means. Some of them say T2. Don't know what that means.
Tier?
Some of them say no with a big X. I've emailed the no's.
Wait, is it the actor list?
I have no idea.
Oh,
maybe they're non-union, but I mean, I'm gonna have to start doing voice acting from Reddit, voice acting from websites.
Don't do anything from Reddit. There's like lots of legitimate voice acting services websites like Fiverr and stuff.
Yeah.
Or you can join one of those Facebook groups that's like people will post they're looking for a voiceover person and you could just build up some reel that way.
Yeah.
But you also want to do on camera, no?
I don't need to. That's not something that like I would need to do. I don't think that appeals to me. Like if someone's begging.
I'm desperate to do it.
I like to be famous. I'd like for my face to be famous, but
you know what? That's really interesting you bring that up. I used to want to be famous until Liam Payne died.
Oh, Liam. If you don't remove your hand from my neck,
you're gonna lose it.
Then you'll never use this hand again. I can't remember what he says, but he's such a cornball.
I literally,
R.I.P.
literally the way that this death has affected me is that I'm like, oh, like fame only corrodes the soul.
True. That's why I want to be like the perfect amount of famous where it's like, I still have humor about it. Yeah. You know, like I'm like, people know who I am. I have my niche followers, but it's like, I'm not.
But you can still get a cup of coffee.
No part of me wants to be Kevin Hart huge. You know,
he's like, tiny.
Kevin's so lucky he's not here right now.
Yo,
he's never heard that before.
He would eat that shit up.
Roast comic alert.
Yeah, they don't let me roast because it'd be too mean.
Kevin Hart on r/roast me. They'd be like, this guy's too short.
Oh god.
There's no short actors. There's only short parts. Wait, what?
There's no small parts. Only small actors.
Only small actors.
I'm like, tell that to the times I've had no lines.
Tell that to the times that I've been skinny as big as hell.
I know. I'm like, I'm not a small actor or a small part. No. I'm an unemployed.
Flabby.
Anyways.
Liam Payne.
Really sad.
He was an embarrassing guy.
Embarrassing. He was like going through it a lot at the end of his life.
Yeah, don't do that stuff.
It's
embarrassing.
It's crazy though. I like remember seeing just like TikToks like a week before he died and just being like, he's not doing well.
No, he wasn't. He hadn't been for a long time.
No, and it's
his
like
jaw surgery, all of his like plastic surgery.
There's that video of like him and his girlfriend or wife, doing a fit check, and she's like, "Baby, come on." Yeah. He's like, I guess like I've got like my lyrics on my. He's dead.
He was like dead inside. Like, wasn't he kind of like zombie?
No, he was kind of like drunky.
That's what I mean. Drunky, angry like he wasn't there. He wasn't present.
It just makes me sad because it's like the classic like. He got discovered young. He was like in a relationship with an older woman. He like wasn't the one who made like he didn't. Yeah. He's not Harry. He probably felt the weight of that. Less successful solo career. Just kind of rock stars fall from grace.
Were you a 1D girl?
I was. Yeah.
Oh, I was not.
Oh, here's the disconnect.
Here's the disconnect. I don't know any celebrity that would have. Well, I have lots of like Brittany Murphy bummed me the hell out.
What about Heath Ledger?
I became a fan after his death. Like I didn't really know his work when around the time.
What about Philip Seymour Hoffman?
that's okay.
No, that rocked me, bro.
But he's one of those people that he died. I was young
For
enough
your
and he
sins.
looked old enough
That
that I
you're
was
like,
like,
"It's fine,
yeah,
he's
he's like an old dead guy.
No, because I'm a big like Paul Thomas Anderson fan, it hurts in a way where I'm like, he is like the star of that universe to me, and it's like such a freaking loss, bro.
I'm maybe kind of immune to the feelings of death.
Is that an
Maybe
autism thing?
Feel nothing for anyone. It is maybe like it needs to, like, if something's not
You need to know the person.
there. Yeah, it's
Fair.
kind of, it's just, I'm pretty numb to like,
That's fair.
because even Brittany
I'm an
Murphy, it's
empath.
like, well, it's not like I cry. I'm an empath too. I cry. Actually, autistic people like feel more empathetic towards like fictional media than
Whoa.
like I'd be more upset about a fictional character dying than a celebrity dying potentially.
In a way, are they not fictional characters to us though?
I think that's
They become fictionalized through distance.
That's
We no
true.
longer identify with them as human,
No.
but we just identify.
Celebrities piss me off though. I just don't think, I'm not a fangirl of like most things. Like we were talking about this earlier, addictions. You know, you've dabbled in your smoking and you've dabbled in your I'm
drugs and alcohol.
whatever kind of the opposite of an addictive personality is.
It just comes and goes.
No, never's
Things
there.
come and goes. They
Or
please.
like I can do it, I can have it, and then I never think about it again. Same thing for like a parasocial relationship. It's like
You can't get into
I don't
it.
think about people like that.
I didn't cry when Phil Sy Hoffman died. I think I cried reading the letter that his wife wrote. That was like it was like an article that was like published, something about. You know what? Like it's weird because it's like less that I'm crying over like the exact loss of the person. It's more the like I really empathize
With the people who lost.
the people who lost someone, the like fact that he couldn't recover, like both the people like Liam and like Philip Seymour Hoffman, like it was it's alcohol related. Like I just can really, and also it reminds me how like grateful I am that just I didn't go down a worse path. Like and obviously I don't relate to his life. I'm not like even a remotely successful actor yet. But just the fact of like wanting, you know, growing up, being theatrical, wanting to be an actor, blah, 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 going down the wrong path, like not being able to like, and having this beautiful life where like everything you got everything you wanted, and then basically not being able, like.
You couldn't imagine doing that to your fans.
No.
Letting them down.
Can you imagine the amateur hive? Can you
What do
imagine
we
the
call
amateur?
them? What are we calling them these days? We've never, what's the name for our
Wouldn't
fans?
they be called amateurs? No, that's stupid. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's on the nose, but
the
we'll see if they like it.
Matures?
And by they, I mean
The one person?
our one friend that comes up to us and says, "Great job,
Yeah.
great
our one
job."
fan.
Yeah, I think I empathize with people, like, because I think that's the thing. It's like, well, once someone's dead, they're dead, so I don't feel sorry for them. But it's
The
like
people around them.
it's like when the Broncos bus crash happened, which was a local tragedy for
Of the hockey players? Yeah.
for Saskatchewan. Like my friend, Lily, get it right.
Can we start over?
My sister had friends who died on that bus.
no
Like that's
way.
how kind of close it was. Like I had to go pick my sister up from a house party the night it happened because it's like her friends died.
Like a multiple
Yeah, she
people?
had so many people die in her class. There was one guy who got like he was behind a car in a parking lot and he got ran over and stuck under the wheel of a car.
How does that even happen?
He's dead.
I
though.
actually know.
He's a frail boy, maybe. Anyway,
He was
but
so skinny.
the Broncos. There was one story about the family where it's like
Why would they call the team the Broncos if there's already the football one?
there's a lot of stuff like that, isn't there?
There's the Ford Bronco.
That's so
They
true.
shouldn't have
Why
been-
did they call it? And that's what ran over the kid. That's
So
the
bad.
one. That's the car that ran over the
No,
kid.
but this is for real.
But one of the families of the tragedy, they like the boys' faces were kind of so messed up that one family, you know, they were waiting for their kid to get better, and another family had lost their child. The kid finally woke up. Turns out that wasn't his kid or their kid. It was the other family's. So it's like that curdles my bones.
What?
Where it's like,
You need to almost like start from the beginning.
okay, I get it. Okay.
Because I'm pretending sort of to know what you're talking
Okay,
about. There was a bus crash, right?
So the bus crash, not everyone died.
Hold on. Let me get cozy.
Please get cozy
Does
for
this
this tragic story.
Well,
No,
I'm
get
scared. I'm
comfy.
scared. I need
Need
to.
me to tuck you in for a horrible story
I'm scared. I need to get
of
like.
love and loss.
I need to get like safe.
Get in.
It's happening
So,
to me.
Two families.
Do I look?
A fair Verona.
Sorry.
Two families alike. In,
I like. We don't know it.
Two families. One kid had died. One kid was alive but in a coma and waiting to wake up. The kid was so like his face did not look like his face. He was bruised and beat up.
Disfigured.
Yeah. So then when he woke up, he said, "You guys aren't my parents." They had mistook the kid So to find out in one day that another family, their kid was actually alive, like how happy they must have been. And then how tragic to find out that was not their son and their son has dead. Like, just
So
sends shivers.
was it a bus crash due to weather?
Yes.
Due to ice?
I can't remember. It was like the...
I can't remember. Remember when we set up that we might talk about love languages?
Oh, yeah. My love languages can't remembering things.
My love language is
Actually,
terrifying.
you know what? I love to
more.
touch. And what's weird about that is I actually don't touch a lot. I don't touch my friends very often. And I don't know why that is.
You love to touch when you're like in a loving relationship. But isn't it possible, and people are going to literally come for me when I say this, but isn't it possible that you're just reserving that for like your romantic love language?
Yeah. And I think there's something like, I'm sure there's some kind of internalized homophobia, like predatory, you know, it's like, I don't want to make
lesbians
sure.
are disgusting, like.
Yeah. Where I'm gross out of them. I'm like, oh, they're predatory. I better not touch them.
Because they may get the wrong idea.
They're going to get the wrong idea. Or I'm going to make people gay each time I touch them. Yeah. But I want to. Like, I feel that
Everything
like,
I
it's
touch
like, I like to do this to people. I like to go, and like barely touch them.
Yeah.
Or I like to kiss people on the forehead, but I don't think that's appropriate.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like sometimes the things I want to do are crazy. And you can't just do that.
you
It's
know,
like
the side of someone's face.
yeah. Or it's like I want to squeeze your head, but it's like you can't do that to a friend.
But I think like there's some people who can really get away with a lot of physical touch for their friends if they're like come off really comfortable.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like I can't because I'm just like,
I know.
yeah, I don't really like hug or touch any of my friends. But I don't think that my love language, I don't think would be touch. But it's interesting because Amelia's is so touch based that I've come a long way in like giving and receiving touch.
We can have a few. You can have, what is it? What are they limiting us to lately?
Because
3?
you can be bilingual in love language. But the thing is like, what science is this based on, you know? Because I might be like, oh, I don't really like touch, but I'm actually just like shy, as we know. And then once, like I'm constantly, every morning this is cute. Okay. Every morning I wake up beside Amelia and in my sleep I go like this. I stick my arm out, which means tickle my arm. And she tickles my forearm. And that's a touch-based thing.
Yeah, of course it is.
You know?
You know what? I thought I wasn't very touchy, and I'm maybe not with friends all the time. But I grew up like, my mom's
scissoring your friends.
Yeah, I grew up scissor them. My mom's a masseur. My mom's a I just watched that recently. I just watched Chicago. Yeah,
I love Chicago.
I know that.
Yeah, but you can do that growl.
When Mama said, oh, I love Queen Latifah.
Mama's good to you. Did we peak that time?
Yes.
The levels aren't leveling.
Oh, good. My singing has. We're tapping our singing. I love Queen Latifah. 1, 2. My mom's a masseuse. 2.
Your mom's a masseuse,
and your dad's a massage therapist.
Your dad's a lawyer. Your mom's a masseuse. Yeah. Can I make it any more
obvious?
obvious?
Can you make it any more obvious?
Wow.
My dad left her ass. That's not true. My mom was like a stay-at-home mom for a while, and then when they were like going through divorce, she was in massage school and stuff.
Do you feel like people who are masseurs have like a certain vibe? Like, did she give off like touch?
Well, that's the thing. So that's what I was gonna say. It's like all my life, it's like putting my legs over my mom, getting massage while watching TV
like
type of thing.
Like a fucking professional massage. From
like
your mom.
all day, every day. If my mom sits down anywhere, legs over her, foot's in her face.
Whereas
me and my sister both foot in her face.
I have distinct memories of asking my mom for touch and her just going, "No, get away from me." Oh, and I say that to her and she goes, "There's no way I would have done that." And I'm like, "You did." Yeah. She was very like, she'd be like, "No, no, I'm overwhelmed." And I'd be like, okay.
Aw, it's kind of sad. But I guess
and she would tell me to shut up when I was singing.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I used to sing.
She had no idea who you were going to become.
She had no idea I was Queen Latifah. I would sing in the house like really loud and she would go, "Stop your shrieking!" And I'd be like, if you're calling what I am doing shrieking, you're essentially implying it's not good. Yeah. Because this is me like fully singing. Yeah. So how is that supposed to make me feel?
There was one time in art class where I would intimidate, what's the word? Sporty Spice.
Imitate.
Sporty Spice is the ugliest one. But she does have the best singing voice of the group.
Which one is she?
The ugliest one. She's had like a gold tooth sometimes. Slick back ponytail.
Oh, sure.
She was just the least attractive.
Blonde?
No, that's Baby.
Can we picture her?
Yeah, no. Ginger was my favorite. Ginger's beautiful.
Yeah. Scary is the black one, right?
Scary's black one. baby's blonde one.
And then there's like some mystery one that I
Which
can't
is
even,
sporty.
she's so ugly I can't even picture
Unfortunately, that's sporty.
Okay.
Which I didn't know she was in the song where it's like, baby, when you're gone. You know that song?
Is that one of theirs?
No, it's just her. It's her and like Bryan Adams. Speaking of Bryan Adams, sorry, oh my god, I'm
Dream blunt rotation.
1,000 miles an hour. Just watched the movie Spirit. You ever see Spirit?
That's Amelia's favorite movie.
Bryan
We have the
Adams.
CD of the soundtrack in the car.
Bryan Adams wrote that song.
That's Amelia's dream job. Like, is to score a film like Spirit.
It's beautiful.
She's like a composer
Yeah.
and she makes music, obviously.
Anyway, I was shrieking in art class. I was doing Sporty Spice's parts in art class, and the teacher said, "Whoever is shrieking like that needs to," and I was like, actually, my friends say I'm really good.
You actually should be really careful about what you call shrieking if
Yeah.
it's actually people doing their best and
Yeah.
they're belting.
If it's actually, I'm giving you everything, all the love you bring. Yes,
Oh my
and
God.
she's like, give you everything. Like, she's the one
Right.
who does the high notes because she can.
That's
hit
the
it.
high notes?
Well,
Give you everything.
Hey, I don't want to peek around here.
My roommate's girlfriend showed me an Instagram page
Oh.
yesterday, or 2 days ago.
Yeah.
That was just only videos of people from the internet singing. So if you care to find me, look to the, and then the location is just Western Sky, and it's just all the way from that to Fly.
Okay.
And it's just from like it's just all of them attempting defying gravity, and it's like it's like hundreds of videos of people on their webcam.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
What do you mean attempting to find gravity? What are you saying here?
Singing
Yeah.
the song,
Yeah.
defying gravity.
Sure.
Picture like an entire Instagram page full of like webcam videos found from YouTube
Oh,
of
gotcha.
people all singing just with that one line from
Right.
defying gravity.
But they can't hit it? Is that what you mean by?
Well, yeah, they're all terrible.
Oh, you're saying defying gravity. Yeah, yeah.
What
It's
do you
them finding gravity.
Did you hear that? Did that sound like I said defying gravity?
Can you define gravity for a second?
It's an entire compilation of people defining
Can
gravity.
we go to the western side?
Sky?
Sky.
Are you excited for the Wicked movie to come out?
No, I don't care.
Oh fuck!
It looks
I'm
bad
really-
too. The colors.
I
and
know
It
the
looks
color
not
is so
good.
bad. This is really
Looks like a documentary.
I know it's really. We were also looking at like Twitter pages of like people pulling up the original, like Wizard of Oz Technicolor coloring versus this like washed out. It looks like Marvel. Like it's like like a Marvel cinematic movies are.
Oh, I know.
You know the MCM Marvel cinematic movies.
Movies.
They're also like washed out and gray.
Yeah.
They did it. They
bad.
did Wicked like that.
They also. I mean.
It's also only part one of a two. They didn't need to make it two parts.
No, I'm not an Ariana hater. I think it's funny that she's clowned on, like the Arigato Grande, all that stuff is very funny.
What's
like
that?
when she was Asian for a bit.
My
called her
TikTok is like when she was black is also really funny.
That one too. Yeah, yeah. What they call her? Anyway, they have a name for each phase.
Let's not
which is very
attempt.
funny.
Let's not attempt to.
And there was Halloween costumes about it. Like Asian people were dressing up as like her and her Asian.
so
Yeah,
funny.
it was very funny.
She really has
She's
cosplayed
so
a lot of
strange. Yeah.
races.
And she's
Now
only
she's doing
only
anorexic.
Italian.
Yeah.
Anyway, I would have loved to see it because I don't think, or unless I haven't seen the play, does age matter for the Good Witch or whatever for Glinda?
Yeah.
It matters that she's youngish.
Well, they're both in like
Okay, never
going
mind.
to like
Because I would have loved
finishing school,
Kristen. What's her name?
Chenoweth
Yeah.
to play.
Wasn't she the original? She was one of them.
Yeah, she is like 50 now.
I didn't know they were in university. It sounds like a horrible movie.
No,
No, I know
it's
people
not.
love it. I know
It's-
people love that shit.
Well, the movie might be disappointing. I'm
Right.
just gonna love it because it's a piece
Yeah.
of source material that is so
Yeah.
important to me.
I made an Elphaba joke. Elphaba, that's her name.
Mhm.
To gay people, and they didn't like it and they didn't laugh.
What was the joke?
That gay people's Halloween
I already
costumes.
like it.
Gay people's Halloween costumes are either I'm Elphaba's hat or I'm going as a leather daddy. Like those are the two, like those are the
That's not a
the
funny
spectrum.
joke.
Why not?
Structurally.
It was made on the internet. It wasn't even mine, barely.
Oh, okay.
I just came up with the Elphaba's hat part.
Like they're either a witch
No, they're either something so niche. Or they're
Oh,
just
yes.
naked.
There was a trend this year.
Those are the two things.
Okay, there
Yeah,
was a
yeah,
trend this year of people being like, I hate gay Halloween.
Yeah.
What do you mean you're blank?
Yeah, yeah.
And there was a lot of shit like that.
Yeah.
Where it was like, what do you just being you're like someone, one of the AI generated people in like the Live Aid concert in fucking Prince. What's it called?
Yeah.
What was that movie called? The Prince one? AIDS. I am AIDS.
Prince AIDS of Egypt.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Why can't I remember either?
Queen.
Queen.
It was just called Queen.
Okay, Queen. Queening out.
It was called Yas. It was called Yas.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
I said it was just called Queen.
Okay, Queen.
They
Queening
should have
out.
just called it Queen.
Queening out with AIDS.
No, that's so bad.
Why?
Yeah, my love language is kind of gifts.
Cute.
No, it's acts of service.
Oh, good. You can have 3 though, I think.
Okay, acts of service is definitely huge for me because I love to just like have shit done for me.
Yeah.
Like I will feel very like taken care of if I'm like, thank you for doing, like throughout this whole looking for an apartment process, looking for furniture, like moving in with Amelia, I was shocked. I don't know why I was shocked, but there was like times when we were looking for an apartment where I'd be like, oh, I like found this cute place. And she's like, oh yeah, I already messaged them. We're like going to see it tomorrow. Like she was scheduling. And I guess it's like dating a woman is so jarring where you're like, oh, you've made appointments for us.
Yeah.
I'm not just like on my own fending. Like I remember finding an apartment with my like ex-boyfriend when I moved in with him was like, I remember being like, do you think, please sir, could we hang up a painting? And he'd be like, no. Like we just like never made a home.
Yeah.
Whereas we're almost fighting about like how curated and beautiful and perfect we want the home to
Do you think you date your mom or your dad?
Fuck, marry, kill.
Fuck, marry, kill. Mom, dad, and the Holy Spirit.
God.
Yeah.
On Halloween,
Yeah.
we were handing out candy.
Okay.
There were these 2 girls
Just
who were
as
like,
your dad. Would doubt
No,
it.
there was-
Huge Howard Glassman fans.
oh my god, are you Howard Glassman? No, there were these
2 Howard Glassmans
there were
too.
these 2 girls
Yeah.
who were like, first of all, everyone who came to trick or treat looked 50. Like they're
Oh.
back in my day, if you were like a little too old to trick or treat, you would
Yeah.
at least hide it by wearing like a little
a mask.
a Pooh Bear costume and
Yeah.
try to look cute. These girls had their tits up to their chins,
Okay.
and they're like trick or treat, and I'm like, you're 15
Whoa.
and you're dressed like a whore.
Yeah.
But anyways, there were these 2 girls who came up.
Horwood Glassman.
You're just like whore Glassman, my dad. No, these 2 girls. One was wearing a pink dress,
Okay.
or no, a red dress, very slutty little red dress, and a black dress. And one of them said kiss, and then they said kill, and we're like, what are you? And they were like, we were kiss, marry, kill, but Mary went home. I'm like, you're fuck, marry, kill for Halloween.
Yeah.
And you're trick or treating at my
Yeah.
house.
You're in my neighborhood.
You're in my.
My kids are asleep. And you're in my neighborhood?
I also, to be fair, got off work at like 7:30, so
Yeah.
I only caught the like horror end of the
Right.
teenage whores who
Yeah.
were like late night
Right.
trolling for candy. Like I
Yeah.
missed all of the like tiny little cute babies.
Right.
But anyways, oh my god! Also, the little kid and his dad walked by, and Amelia and I are like sitting on the porch waiting, trying to, and Amelia goes, "You want candy?" And the dad turned and went, "You want candy? What are you like?" He was really funny, but I was like, I whispered to her as she said it. I was like, "Don't yell that. That's so creepy." And he was like, "Why are you like hollering from your porch like you're like trying to kidnap my kid?" And then they came back in.
candy?
It was actually very funny.
That's so funny.
But what the hell? What were you talking about?
At my, I don't know, but I have something new to talk about.
Tell me.
At my partner's house, we were like, there was a
What
police.
am I on right now? I'm drunk.
You drunk?
I know.
You having fun?
I feel very hyper.
It's kind of the candlelight, I think.
I know. We should always do the pod in the
moonlight. It'd make us look better, probably physically,
probably,
and maybe even morally
Esoterically.
make us look better.
Okay, go ahead.
But we were watching a police bust going down the street with teenagers. I'm so glad they're keeping those 12-year-olds off the freaking street.
Were they at? So you witnessed,
They were so young.
like an arrest.
I witnessed the Central Park 5. Were you going
the
down?
High Park 5.
It was 12.
Which is not even funny because that was horrible.
No, it was 12
Right?
little. It was like 12 little black boys. There were so many men. There's so many little boys. 2 of them were hands behind their back, getting arrested by like 8 bike cops. So many bike cops.
The city has gone to hell.
So we were opening the door and watching it across the street, and then we notice a kid is coming up to the door, where we have
While
the door
you were
open.
trick-or-treat- While you were watching.
Yeah, because we were watching, and the door's open, and we're like, "Oh yeah, we don't got candy. We're just nosy."
Wait, I'm curious because I know that there was like a lot going on with this arrest.
There was.
But like, did any part of you like want to get in there and help the boys?
No, because so many people already were.
Yeah.
There was so many.
Oh, this city is so full of
Yeah.
like white liberals who'd be like,
Exactly.
"Stop!
Yeah.
I'm witnessing you."
Yeah.
And then it's like
It was a lot of that. It was other people of color joining in, but it
Yeah.
was so different people were involved. It's like, what would we even have to do? Like the only reason I'd get involved is because I'm so nosy and I want.
Yeah,
to
you
know what's
stand there with
going
your
on.
arms crossed. No, I'm here.
But so
I'm
then
witnessing.
eventually, the boys who got arrested, or 2 of them got taken away. Other than were that people were still left there, and then the people who were fighting the cops started fighting each other. And there's one lady who had a crazy dog. Her dog was like, should have had a muzzle. She was nuts. She was now yelling at the other guy helping giving all of her credentials of why she should be helping. She's yelling at the top of her lungs. Then, since it's Halloween, Beetlejuice approaches. Beetlejuice gets
And we're not
involved.
talking about like a person dressed as Beetlejuice. You're saying like Michael
Keaton
walks
got involved
down the street.
And he's like, hey, baby, what's I can't do it.
Do it a little better.
Did I do a good Beetlejuice?
Do it better.
Hey, Cynthia. What's her name? It's Cynthia. No, it's not.
It's
Sylvia.
no.
Crunker. Isn't her name Crunker in that? Isn't her name Crunk? Hey. I can't remember her freaking name.
No.
It was something like that.
Cynthia Nixon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, so he approaches. Now he's getting involved. She's yelling at him. She's yelling at the top of her lungs. He maybe reaches out to grab her. I don't know if he grabs her or not. She hits him. Beetlejuice is down. But just kidding. I'm being dramatic.
But
Beetlejuice is
it's
not
also
down,
like, how bold are
Yeah.
you to assault someone in front of police? Like,
it was nuts.
I get it. Like, probably she doesn't fear for her. She probably has so entitled. She has like no like fear of police in any way.
Right.
But like,
she was a woman of color.
Was she?
But
and maybe he really did grab her.
He didn't seem that. It was like not. She was already losing her mind at a different black guy.
She was giving her credentials.
She said, I live 5 minutes from here. And I was like, and this
Stop.
is how
I live 5 minutes from here.
And I was like, this is actually how friends get made. This is actually how communities get started.
The show Friends was made.
This is how the show Friends.
They all
was
sit on
made.
a couch.
They're Beetlejuice. They're all Beetlejuice. I better not say it one more time.
I just thought of something.
Yeah.
That happened to me the other day.
Really? Yeah.
If you want to talk about actions. I just invented a word.
Altercations.
It's a mix between altercations and interactions.
Okay, portmanteau.
Alteractions.
What about portwomanteau?
What's portmanteau?
Portmanteau is when you combine two words.
What I've just done.
Yeah, exactly.
What's it called when people in Harry Potter, when it's your like Patronus? Anyways. What would your Patronus be?
I don't really know what that means. Okay. What's a Patronus again?
It's sort of your technically your spirit animal.
I want to give it.
But that's a passé term because that's actually an indigenous term.
You're not allowed to say spirit animal.
It's not that you're not allowed to say it. It's just it's an indigenous.
Wait, my Patronus is when? Okay, that has Beulah as my Patronus.
That's actually like probably an updated way to say spirit animal.
I love Patronus. Beulah. You know him?
Not the
These are the small boxer.
Not the terrorist organization. She doesn't mean no.
Hezbollah.
You mean the like small angry guy on the internet?
Did you see the video of Mike Tyson picking him up and kissing him on the forehead
and biting his
because he thought it was
biting out of his head?
Yeah, he thought he was a baby.
I have seen that video.
Adorable.
Wait, what I was gonna say. Yeah. So at work the other day, at my service job, I got into a interaction with a customer that I actually was kind of proud of because it was so bitchy. Like it was crazy. So this woman comes in. Every day there's a shelf of the juices and foods that's like a 50% off shelf because it's the last day for any item. Sure. So for cold pressed juices, that's the day before it goes off, and then for food, it's the last day. So I was closing, and so about an hour before closing, I'm like really trying to like get ahead of closing. So what I sometimes do is I take all of tomorrow's half off things and I put them on the bottom shelf to make it easier. Like that's like part of my closing task is to prep it for the opener. But I did that, and every person who came in, I was like, hey, like, how's it going? Just so you know, like, that's tomorrow's half off. Like, just sorry, like, you know, I'm just prepping for the opener. Because, like, one person comes in every hour. So it's not like that big of a deal.
No.
She comes in, and I thought she came in with this one group. So I thought I had said it to her. Anyways, she comes up to the counter with this thing, and I, like, charge her full price for it because I look at the date. She's like, oh, this was on the half off shelf. And I was like, oh, sorry. Like, I thought I, like, said this, but it's like it's tomorrow's half off. Like if you just look at the date, like it isn't out of date, so it's not half off.
Right.
And she just goes, okay, well it was on the half off shelf, and I was like, 100%. It's tomorrow's half off, so I get it. Like I was doing it for the opener, but it's not half off. If you look at the date, you can just kind of. And she goes, okay, well I wanted to have it tonight for dinner, and I was like, totally, but it's full price. So hey. Have it. I was like, have it for dinner. Yeah, like, have it, but you're gonna pay full price for it.
You're gonna have it for full
And she was
price.
like, I just never would have picked it up. Like I picked it up thinking it would have been half price. This goes on for so long, and I'm like getting kind of like rosy cheeked because it's kind of embarrassing in a way when you're working in service for someone to be so rude to you because you're like, I'm actually not allowed. Like there's that barrier of like my job security and my like integrity here is that I'm supposed to kind of placate you, which just feels very like embarrassing to me.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like looking down at the screen and I'm like, I think I said something like, well, it seems like you're not going to be satisfied unless I give it to you for half off. So like, I'll go ahead and do that. But like, and I'm so bitchy. I went, I just really hope I don't get in trouble and lose my job because you needed to have it for half off. And it was quiet, and she goes, well, I'm sure it'll be fine, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then as I'm punching it in, I go, have you ever worked in service? And she went, I have. And I went, huh.
Whoa.
And then she just looked at me and was like, and I punched her and I was like, whenever you're ready.
How far the mighty have fallen. Where you told her you lost your roots.
I was like, you, and it was so crazy. And then as she's leaving, she like says like, thank you, have a good night. Like you could tell she was trying to be like, because if you hit someone with like, have you ever been on this side of the counter, my guy? First of all, I've been like literally working in service for 1 month. I was a commercial producer up until like a month ago, and I'm like, do you know
how hard
it is to work minimum wage? And then she comes in my next shift, and she's so embarrassed, like in front of me. She was so just like, she came in, she looked around, she didn't get anything, but I saw her go over to where like the flyers are kept, and I saw her put some kind of like flyer in our flyer area, and then I went over like after to see like what she put there, and she had left her business card, because I guess people put their business cards in like the community like board thing. She's a laugh yoga instructor.
Okay.
She teaches laugh yoga. Yeah. She was one like it's like her headshot of her being like,
oh no,
I'm like, you're a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
I take all of the cards off of the thing. I throw them in the garbage. Good. And Amelia was there. Well, she came to visit me at work, and then I went like this. I feel bad though. She printed business cards and I put them back because I'm like, I don't want to. The karma's. I don't want the bad karma.
No, but it was probably like, what's it called? Not lethargic, but like cathartic.
Cathartic. It was lethargic for me.
I'm having a stroke for. Okay. Every day I become my mom, and it really scares me.
Why does she have a stroke?
No, she just is bad at talking and stuff.
No,
she just doesn't like. Can't verbalize things properly. She didn't have a stroke. She's a very smart woman, but she just...
Is that a processing disorder?
Like I think she has ADHD. She can't do a British accent.
That's the number one symptom.
This is her... It actually is. It's a symptom of ADHD. But her accent is...
You're gotta be. These liberals are taking it way too far.
She goes like this. Hello, I am British.
My mom can't do.
She just chops it up.
You know what my mom can't do?
What?
And I literally have like... We've recorded audio of her to try to explain it. She will be like speaking completely normally, and then she'll be ordering a drink and go, I'll have a vodka with ice. And we go, Mom, say vod.
Yeah.
She says vod. Say say vodka. Vodka.
Strange. Is she Russian?
Like, yes.
Okay.
But no. Like, yes, historically we are of Russian descent, but like this woman was born and raised in Montreal.
Well, have you ever heard of generational passing down of...
Yeah, her Patronus is a Russian man. Can I have a vodka?
Have you ever had customers fight each other because one was being mean to you? Has that ever happened?
Anyone fought for my honor?
That happened to me once at Sport Check, where one lady made one of our cashiers cry so hard, I had to step in and be her cashier, because it's like she bought a bike and then we couldn't find where the bike was. This whole thing. And then she was so mean to this girl who was like the nicest girl. Like, she's small and meek and she talked like, and then another customer started yelling at that customer and being like, be nice to her.
I love that. I love that.
And then I think I said something like, and once we found the bike, she was so embarrassed. And I was like, yeah, like, well, you made like a 16-year-old cry. So I think I said something like that.
I feel like that's the thing when you work in a service position is like, there's nothing more like cutting. Like, don't raise your voice. Yeah. Don't be like hostile, but just to be like, just to hold up a mirror and show someone like, do you understand that if I came around the other side of this counter, I would be like a normal person to you? But it's the fact that I'm like a cashier of some kind that you think I'm like subhuman.
Yeah, but it is crazy when it is children, because I was a child, so it's like you're yelling at little kids.
It's crazy how
making $13
but it's crazy how frustrated you can be. Like, I mean, in a way, I'm like, I get it. There's been times where I'm like a customer and I'm just like, it's fine. It's just that like I was just looking forward to the green goddess salad all day, and so now I'm just like in a place where it's not your fault, but I am frustrated.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this customer came in. She was wearing like one of those like wide brim boho hats. I'm in the East End, so it's like everyone's rich and annoying. Sure. She's wearing this like wide brim hat. She's dressed like 2014 boho hipster, and she has like a little adorable 4-year-old girl with her. She bought a pressed orange juice, and she's being so like, okay honey, put that down. You get it, being a mom is it's a challenge. And I was just like, yeah. And she's like, do you think I could get a cup? Because, toddler. It's going to be all over us in 5 minutes. she literally said, as she's paying, she's like, don't have a kid in your 40s, guys. And I was like, you hate your child. Yeah. And the poor kid is just like running around being like, Mommy, can I have a sip? And she's like, okay, Therese, I'm going to fucking shoot myself in the face.
Is hilarious.
Like, I don't even know what her name was. But it was just hilarious. And I was like, you just like, aren't you raising your kid with a complex where that she can tell that you hate that you had her?
Yeah. Even the jokes are like,
no, it was
like,
such a thinly veiled bit.
Yeah.
Like, don't do a bit. The bit is that you regret having a child.
Yeah.
Because she like ruined your 40s or something.
And your 40s is hilarious. That's
and she had
the
like,
regular
she
time.
had like
to
the
have a kid.
classic like. I know in your 40s, like my mom had me when she was 37.
Yeah.
That's like very normal.
Yeah. 40s is extremely normal.
My dad kind of had a bit. My dad did have like those. I mean, he fancies himself a comedian, so he had many bits. But he definitely had a bit that was something about like, I'm only a dad. Like, I'm just a guy. He would always be like, you know, I'm just like a guy. I'm only a dad because I had you. And I'm like, you could chill out.
That's so. I told my dad once that he shouldn't have been a dad, but I was doing it in a more like, I'm letting you off the hook. Like, maybe this shouldn't. Like, I was like,
you shouldn't have been a dad.
You should have been my friend. That's what I told him. Said you should have just been my friend.
Oh, that's actually kind of cute.
It really hurt his feelings.
Really?
But
why? He thought he was like fucking killing it before you said that?
No, but he was like, well, I really want you guys. Anyway, it was like the whole, but it was like, I just meant that it was like, I feel like similar to my dad in the anxiety and in the stress and in the like, I don't know if I can handle it.
Passed it all down.
Where it's like, I don't, or not even that, just being like, I don't know if I have the energy to then have a kid. Like, I understand why he never had the energy to like
raise you properly.
Yeah, or like hang out with us or.
No,
anyway,
I don't know.
I had a different story about me losing my mind because I like to. It's one thing when you can't yell back. It's another thing when you are crazy on the streets.
When you do yell back.
I had a crazy moment in the streets. I sometimes fight with homeless people. Sometimes.
Oh, you're right. Take it out on those with all the power. What happened,
Well,
honey?
I think that homeless people should be knocked down a peg. That's not true. That's not true. That being said, if you're going to be crazy, I'm going to be crazy back. So,
sure, if someone's in your space.
Especially when I'm being kind. We were walking down the street. There was a skunk. I warned this lady. I said, hey, watch out. There's going to be a skunk. What did she say to me? She was like, fuck off, you crazy what? She said something crazy to me.
Yeah.
And then she was like, you watch out, you blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay then. And I was like, I want to see it go down. Because it's like, okay, she knows the skunk's there. She approaches it, sees the skunk, gets really scared, jumps back. I was like, yeah, you watch out. You better watch out. I yell at her. She didn't hear me. But it felt good. It felt so good to be like.
I don't think that you came out on top of that interaction.
No, of course I didn't. Of course I didn't.
I used to, like, when I was...
But it felt good because it's like, I was trying to be nice. I like being aggressively nice. Where it's like, that's why.
But don't you think that's very kind of like white saviory to be like, I was nice, so you have to like appreciate it?
One, she was white.
No, it doesn't matter. It's not about the real, but the kind of thing of being like, I was kind to a homeless person and she wasn't even nice back.
No, because that's not what I mean. I mean when the consequence becomes immediate. Right. It's less like, here's $1. Wait, I saw her buy something that I didn't think she should have bought.
Oh, no, don't buy sugar, honey.
It's in real time. I warned you about that skunk. I just said, look out for the skunk. Now you're scared of the skunk? I just told you there's a skunk there.
Maybe you're a crazy. Maybe I think you are just a crazy person.
Probably.
You really see that, like, with people. I'm about to drop knowledge. You really see in our society that, like, if you don't come from family money, you're like one peg away from just being like a homeless person.
Is that me, you mean?
And me too. I'm like, the only difference between me and someone like with just like mentally ill in the street is that like I could never be homeless because I would just be like, parents, help me pay my rent.
I was thinking about that before, where it's like I also have so many aunties and uncles that like just like
Aunt Cookie.
People, I have Aunt Cookie to lean on in times of struggle,
and she be leaning,
she'd be cooking, cookies, But it's like, damn, if for some reason my parents hated me and I couldn't go to my parents, it's like I have a lot of people I could go to. That's fair. It is very privileged. Well, I know how privileged I am.
100%.
But a skunk's a skunk. Money or no money. Sorry, I'll die on that hill.
A skunk is a skunk.
I'll die on that hill. When she called me a bitch.
Yes, it's so fair that you were activated by a person of
I also
such
sometimes
power.
it's just fun and it's freeing to be a little crazy.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Okay, so I've gotten so when I was like in my early 20s, when I was like early addiction, I was definitely way more like prickly and freaked out, and I was also kind of traumatized by like want to be out, like, because a lot of bad shit happens when you're like a teen and drinking and out and about. I was such a like rattled little traumatized young person. I definitely had a habit of like starting shit on the street just because I was so like, don't come in my space. I used to do this thing where someone would like, if even someone accidentally like brushed past me, I'd be like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like I was so like that person. Yeah. Until my ex-boyfriend's a person of color, and when we started dating, I remember him like very specifically being like, do you realize that your little outbursts are so privileged? Like to be able to start shit as like a little white girl who just can be like, are you get the fuck out of my face? And like, because he was like, bro, one of these days I'm going to get punched.
Right.
And it's not necessarily even just because he was like a person of color, brown guy. Like any guy you're with kind of is going to get beat up before you are in a situation like that.
I do have an argument against that.
Sure.
Because I've heard lots of like my guy friends say similar things.
Yeah.
And they're not being people of color. And it's like, but also shut up. Women are the ones getting killed. Anyway, and also, I mean, statistically, women are the ones standing up for anyone. Women are the people who step in.
I get in trouble for
things.
this take, and another comic actually like got mad at me for saying this, but I was like, we can pull up statistics. Intimate partner violence and known attacker violence is way higher statistic in women, but like random violence and street violence is far more likely to happen for men. Right. Because it's usually men.
But I mean, okay, I'm also like
he was talking about me like starting shit, like being like just saying to a guy in the subway like, I'm gonna fucking punch you back up, and then he's just standing there like
but I've heard men make the same argument when it's like me standing up for another woman and they're like, don't get involved. It's like, you then walk away from me. Get away from me.
Sure, I think that
you're scared of getting punched.
I still think you should always
close to punching me for me getting involved and being like,
well, you
get away from her right now, or I'm gonna probably.
You might just have a punchable face.
I think that women are the heroes of our generation.
We're talking about two different things. Like what I'm talking about is like not like not rightfully standing up for someone on the subway and like always. That was one thing I loved about living in New York is you felt like you had like a team around you of people who are just like, what just happened? What's up? Everyone good? And like then they would just go back to their newspaper. Like in Toronto, people are so like squeamish and weird. Yeah. Which is why it's like, people in New York are ruder, but that's good. They will stand up for your ass.
I love the saying, what was it? Like the West Coast is nice but not kind, and the East Coast is kind but not nice.
I appreciate that. Like I'm like,
me too.
As a Jewish person, I'm like, I don't care if you're like pleasant to me, like you have my back, whatever. But I was gonna say the difference is I'm just talking about me being like a brat, and then getting like his ass dragged into things because I'd be like, don't look at me, fucker, and then he'd be just like, babe, please.
To be fair, I've got a smart mouth too.
Not tonight.
Some people would. Some people would consider us sweethearts.
Can you do as a witch? Shut up! Don't.
We're forced to be the way that we are.
Don't go there. Don't
but
go there. Can you do a witch's laugh?
Sure. That's kind of witchy.
That's pretty good.
That's what I did to the skunk lady.
Yeah. No wonder she didn't.
I kind of wanted to get a beer with her after.
No wonder
that's kind of the vibe.
With you.
She didn't want to talk to me.
My favorite thing, because it is so humbling, is when you do like a kind, nice thing for like someone who might be like living on the street or like begging for money or something, and they do clock you. And like, there's this guy who's like always outside of the Tim Hortons near like Gerrard Square where we get our groceries, and we like pretty much always buy him something when we go in there. But we didn't see him kind of in the way in, and then I think we bought him like an orange juice. And then we brought it on the way out. We didn't have any change, but we went and bought him an orange juice and came out, and he goes, I can't eat that. I have acid reflux. And for a second you're like, so fair, dude. Like I don't know anything about you. I'm just like, well, never mind then. No, we were just like, oh, okay, sorry. Like we'll get you next time.
I haggle with people sometimes.
Yeah. There was one.
I just like to treat everyone like not the same. It's not that I don't understand equity and I don't understand like when people.
No, I think you should treat everyone equally shitty.
I think to talk to people like they're people. Not 100%. Be like, what can I get you? How can I help?
Yeah.
But one time someone asked, especially when it's like, someone asked me for a McDonald's gift card. I was like, nah, what else can I buy you? And they were like, oh, can you get me those sausages? I was like, okay, sure. And they're like, actually, a Pepsi. I was like, okay, I have Pepsi. And she's like, can you get both? I was like, one or the other. I told her one or the other. She said Pepsi. But that's what I mean by haggle. It's
I think that's fair.
I have to be realistic about my budget. I'm not just going to be like, anything you want.
100%.
So it's like, and also it's like, I'm in a rush, man. Like, I'll grab you something quick. Well, that's all I mean. And that's what I mean by the skunk thing. I'm not like just being crazy I'm like, whatever. I would do that to anyone.
Sorry, I'm just making eye contact with Dave, who I'm assuming was there when this happened.
It was hilarious. And she did, how it would have been funnier if she heard me, but she didn't care.
Did you guys laugh about it after you and her?
I did. Yeah. No, she didn't even pay attention to me. She didn't even hear. Yeah. So it's kind of disappointing. It's like, I think it'd be funny to be like, see, girl.
You got sprayed, bitch.
I'm like, come here. Bring it in. She smells like shit. You guys can't. Bring it in. Well, probably. People who aren't homeless smell like shit.
Yeah. That's so true.
That's the end of our episode.
And on that note, that is so true. Anyone.
We barely talked about
equity is that anyone, no
like
matter of status, regardless of access to shower.
I've sharded.
Not right now. And once again, we don't have time to get into it. This has been our episode. I'm Spencer. I'm at Yes, I'm Spencer on everything.
I'm Lily Langen at everything. And we love you all romantically.
Bye. We'll see you next time. Bye.